Guys, we've got gun sound effects and fight scenes. We've got a Gift of the Gods title match, and we've got some weird suspension bondage going on. Who knows? We're talking Season 1, Episode 17, Crime and Punishment, so stick around, because we'll be right back.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I love your choices.
Fitting.
I love your choices.
I was trying to think like any song with gods, but I couldn't find anything great. And then with the ending, I was like, oh, okay, The Warrior. Of course.
I like it. This is just gonna be our show, guys. We're just gonna play this on a loop.
That's right.
You tuned in for what is it, Pat Benatar?
Pat Benatar.
You tuned in for Pat Benatar, right?
Yeah, of course. This was the Lucha Underground after show, but not anymore.
No, it's the Pat Benatar after show.
Not anymore.
Pat, come on in. We'll talk. Guys, we're talking season 1 or season 2 rather.
Season
I don't
2.
know what I'm talking about. That intro was probably wrong. Who knows? Season 2, episode 17 of Lucha Underground, Crime and Punishment, and we got a Gift of the Gods title match, y'all. So big shit's happening. My name's Ty Matthews. Y'all can find me on Twitter, on Instagram at Ty Matthews PMA, as well as various other after shows. But as always, my lovely and talented co-host.
Well, thank you, sir. My name is James Franck. You can follow me on Twitter at TheJimboSlice. That's TheeJimboSlice. That's at TheJimboSlice with 2 E's. That's at TheJimboSlice. What an episode.
Whole lot happening.
It was so good.
I feel like we say that every week, but that's the case every week.
That's what happens when you have an awesome show.
Right, exactly. You know? We get a beautiful, beautiful recap of kind of all of the qualifying matches leading up to now, all of the medallion matches. We've got Tejano versus Daga and Daga's debut. We've got the UniMás match. We've got the Mac beating Marty. We've got all sorts of stuff happening, all culminating in this Gift of the Gods Championship match. But before that, we go to the office of the proprietor, El Jefe himself, Dario Cueto.
It looks like he's stashing some cash.
There we go. Which, of course, he is.
Why not?
I feel like that's like his office is just filled with cash. Like every single little nook and cranny in there.
It's like Scrooge McDuck's vault.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
He's all just like, hold on, I gotta take a dive.
He's just swimming in pesos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, now that we know his relationship with the police, he's got to be hiding it to get away from whoever the Supreme Overlord is.
Exactly.
That's a great point.
And not the band, The Police, as much as I would like to fantasy book that.
Police.
Yes, we do have this mysterious lord that sadly we don't learn anything else about in this episode. That's why I got to keep tuning in. No Lorenzo Lamas in this episode either, which is always a bummer.
Yeah.
But back in Dario's office, he is dealing with a very, very pissed off Cage.
Yeah.
A very pissed off Machine.
Yeah.
Who...
He needs some maintenance.
There you go. There you go. Just a little bit of oil. That's all. Chavo took his medallion. I mean, really.
That's not fair.
It's
but when you come from a heritage that lies, cheats, and steals, what do you expect?
Right? Like, that's kind of his motto. You can't really fault him for it. It's right there on the tin, guys. He steals things. Yeah. He's pissed off. Dario basically just kind of shrugs and says, hey, that's your problem, which is a kind of a ballsy thing to say to someone the size of Brian Cage.
Yeah. That's in your office, angry with you.
That's when it becomes your problem.
Yeah.
Like, his problems become your problems.
Which is never good.
Of course not. Of course not. But we find out, and this is the one thing that we've been talking about for weeks now, how the semantics of possession of the medallion works, and apparently, according to Dario, whoever physically puts the medallion into the belt is who qualifies in the match.
Yes.
Which is a very, very interesting...
Indiana Jones style.
It is. It is kind of...
Take the head.
Just trading the thing. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we find out that it really, I guess, doesn't matter who wins the matches. If you're the one that physically puts the Dragon Star in the Dragon Belt, then you get a shot at the WMAC
and this
championship.
will come back, at the end, when it ended, I was like, oh, Brian Cage is about to come up.
See, he's a thinker. We got a lot of thinking. We got a lot of strategy out of Brian Cage in this episode. But we get the ceremony. We get this big old...
so great.
We get this big ceremony for all of the participants in the Gift of the Gods Championship match to all put their little magnetized medallions into the belt. And like, we were talking about this a little bit before the show off mic. The best part of this ceremony is... like, Dario Cueto throws out a little bit of improv.
Yeah, his little one-liners before
because like he introduces each participant, and after that there's kind of like an awkward silence as they come out. So he kind of has to fill it with something. So like Siniestro de la Muerte comes out, and we just hear spooky. Which is like, I love, the more subdued Dario Cueto is, the better he is.
The Mac, baby.
The Mac, baby.
I think he was going for a Justin Bieber thing.
Is that
it
what
just
it was?
didn't work. He's a baby Mac. I don't know.
It
And he's
was
just like,
real weird.
whatever. I can't sing. You know I cannot sing.
Real weird. I mean, I love it. But so we get each participant out, and of course, conspicuous by her absence is Katrina, who vanished the way she does last week. It's just like much like a ghost that's been living for 200 years.
Why not?
It's pro wrestling. Why not?
Why not?
But we get Chavo Guerrero out last, and of course, Cage just destroys him.
Yeah.
He comes
Cage
out
waiting in the ring for him to show up.
Exactly. That's something you never want to see. Chavo comes out with a chair. He gets beat to shit. Cage takes the medallion out of the bag. What he thinks of the medallion, sees a washer.
A ruse. A cunning attempt to trick me.
There you go. See, bringing it all back. The references started already. It was a clever ruse. And so, of course, Chavo is waiting with that chair for him to turn around, waffles him with it a couple times, puts the medallion into the belt, and now he's officially in the Gift of the Gods Championship match.
Great.
What a come up.
I just wish Tejano, instead of like biting it before he put it in, like would have taken his hat off and pulled it out of his hat. Like in City Slickers, where it's like a true cowboy always keeps something in his hat. You know?
Of course. Yeah. I love City Slickers. That's what the show needed, is more curly.
One arm push-ups. Just one thing.
You were pulling on his dick. Okay. Moving on from 90s movie references. Of course, Cage takes none too kindly to Chavo stealing his spot, so he gives him Weapon X for his troubles. And
after a nasty discus clothesline.
Oh, Larry is always beautiful.
Oh.
And of course, reiterates what everyone knows. He's not a man. He's a machine. So,
in case you were wondering.
In case you were wondering about that. So let's move on to some more. See, the Gift of the Gods title match isn't the only multi-man match we've got going on tonight. We've got some Fatal 4-Way action, y'all. We've got Argenis taking...
Multi-species match.
Multi-species even. And this is they really mixed it up with this one. We've got Argenis taking on Daga, taking on Cobra Moon, taking on Mascarita Sagrada. Of course, now represented by the famous of bees.
Famous bee. Yeah.
And I love that they finally started putting 423 Get Fame on the actual screen itself. Yeah. So, like, ostensibly, I'm thinking of Lucha Underground just as a giant commercial for Famous B now.
Of course.
Like, everything else is kind of inconsequential to just becoming famous.
It's great in, like, reruns down the line. People will see that number and still pick up a phone and call it.
Exactly. Like, I hope they do.
Great.
I hope this number stays a number forever.
I loved how when he introduced him, he was like, the guy who's going to win this match, my client. Sorry, y'all.
Exactly.
So good.
I think that just goes to show that the producers definitely watch our show. It was a request that we had, and they came through for us.
So that's what's happening, guys.
Thanks, Krista Joseph.
We directly influence shit. That's right. Maybe. Who knows? Right. I did love Matt Stryker's comments that now that Mascarita Sagrada is residing in Little Hollywood, he could have a small part in a short film. I really, really enjoyed that, guys. Guys, I don't know if you get it. He's a small person. That's the joke. That's the joke.
He's a mini.
He's a mini.
The world is full of shock and awe. Ty Matthews.
But
he starts the match hot too.
Real hot.
Nailing Cobra Moon with the drop kick. Mm-hmm. Just getting, as Brian Cage would say, getting all his shit in.
Getting his shit in. Oh, hey man, you getting your shit in? I love the mixture of styles. We've got a traditional luchador in Argenis. We've got kind of more of a strong style with Daga. We've got a female competitor and also a reptile with Cobra Moon. And of course, we've got the mini, Mascarita Sagrada. Just all sorts of different styles coming together.
It seems like Sagrada and her had some beef. Like,
oh, right.
The two of them were just going tooth and nail. Like,
absolutely.
Like, she hits him with a nail in the coffin, and Vampiro's like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
That move looks familiar.
That was the nail in the coffin, wasn't it? Oh, man.
I loved when, like Daga clears house, and then she, like, slithers up his leg, and he's oh, hell no, dude. And he just, like, shit cans her out of the ring.
This episode got real adult. 0 to 100 real quick, guys. And even Vampiro. When Vampiro is weirded out, that's when you know, like, shit's going off the rails. But we get some nice moments. We get a cross arm breaker from Masquerade de Sagrada, and I love how he sort of like verified it, modified it.
Yeah, and they're like, because his arms are so small.
Exactly. But
fix it.
It made sense. But not only that, I think it's Daga, turns it into like a one-winged angel.
Yeah, into like a ridiculous clutch.
How are you gonna hit
bomb?
Masquerade de Sagrada with a one-winged angel? You'll literally kill him.
I also like I think Daga goes for like a baseball slide, and Argenis did like a beautiful moonsault.
Absolutely,
like, picture perfect.
A lot of really good highlight reel worthy moments. We've got to talk about the combination gory special pendulum from Daga.
That was cool
because that was impressive.
I definitely think he showed a lot more of his like Japanese strong style in this match than he did before.
Sure. We got that. One that definitely jumped out to me was at one point. Once again, I think it's Daga hits Masquerade de Sagrada with a Beal. And not only does he spin a million times... Yeah, it was Argenis.
He hucks.
Not only does he spin a million times in the air, much like a pizza pie, he lands like throat first across the bottom rope.
And I was just like, man, ropes are so dangerous in wrestling right now.
Right?
I was really scared.
I
was so scared.
That was a little bit worrisome.
And then you hear, like, right before that happens, Famous B's like, don't let him punk you like that. And then he gets hooked. And then he hits the rope, and Famous B's like, he's all right.
He's fine. I could not believe that landing. Like, if that was on purpose, that is so impressive.
I wrote down gross, as Mark would say. That was just gross.
Love you, fam.
Soup's gross. Soup's gross, guys. But eventually we see Cobra Moon hits kind of she locks at the Dragon Sleeper at first, turns it into kind of almost like a Rikishi driver.
Yeah.
And then gives Daga the win.
Yeah.
After her.
And he's like, oh, okay. And he hits like some Muda style elbow.
Just power drive elbow, and takes the win. So we're very curious where this Cobra Moon Daga saga is going.
I like what you did there.
That was in the moment, you know. But what do you think about this? What do you think it is about Daga that is attracting Cobra Moon? He's not very reptilian.
No, I don't know. But he hit a gnarly dive in this match that I'd never seen before, and it was really weird.
Like weirdly crooked, right?
Yeah, like
but
he was going
awesome.
for one thing and then changed his mind halfway through and was like, "Oh, I hope they catch me."
No, I was into that.
Like,
I was
like,
super into that.
I was
yeah.
like, I don't know what to call that, and I don't think I've ever seen a dive like that.
Well, because it looked what I liked about it is that so many dives look so clean and so polished and so kind of precise.
Yeah.
That this one it looked more like, oh, this is a guy that's just chucking his body at other people's bodies.
Like RVD.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
his body is the weapon.
Exactly. Yeah. So Daga's my shit, guys. I'm super into Daga.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
definitely like him a lot more after this match than I did with his debut. And as far as him and Cobra Moon go, like, maybe she's just gonna be like so smitten by him, and she's just gonna keep trying to like impress him and get him to date her, and he's just gonna be like, no, no.
She's just hissing at him from the shadows.
I would love to see an Al Snow, Steve Blackman type affair between these two.
Oh man,
head cheese.
I just want to see an Al Snow, Steve Blackman sort of story between anyone.
Yeah, of course.
Like, yeah, just
Mil Muertes and Katrina.
Wrestling needs more cheeseheads. Yeah, really. Let's go backstage. Let's go to Killshot and Marty the Moth with, honestly, I've got to say, one of my absolute favorite videos. Like,
oh my god, so good.
The manic energy that Marty the Moth kind of shows off. It plays off so well off of Killshot's kind of stoicism.
Yeah.
And his kind of seriousness. Like, Marty the Moth reminded me a lot of Vincent D'Onofrio from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Like Private Pile, kind of.
Like when he snaps.
Exactly.
And he's about to shoot himself in the head.
That's exactly right. Spoiler alert for Full Metal Jacket if you haven't seen it yet. It's been out for
when he
a
starts
while.
like repeating that, like, this is my rifle.
Exactly. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah.
Like, he's like reporting for Lucha, sir.
And just sort of like out of nowhere. Like there's no reason he should have accosted him.
Yeah, no.
But
like I was like, yeah, because we're seeing like Killshot put on the vest and him get the dog tags and do his mask, and then Marty pops up in the background. I was like, what is going on? Did he walk in the wrong locker room? Like everyone has one communal bathroom, and that's for curls and for bathroom.
That's what it's for.
You know, like, So then, yeah, when he starts going into it and he starts doing the he pulls the gun and he cocks it and it made the gun noise.
Sound
I was like,
effects.
this is so good.
There are goddamn gun sound effects in this fight scene, guys. Someone cocked their arm as if it were a gun, and we actually heard the sound of a gun cocking.
And then,
that's the kind of show we're dealing with right now.
And then he smacks it out of his hands and he's like, I got another one.
I love that, they're having this interplay as if the guns are real.
Yeah.
I remember that was kind of always the running joke when the Hardy Boys were a thing, and the Jeff Hardy dance party with his finger guns.
Yeah.
Put those guns away.
Yeah.
At least
so
make
good.
sure the safety's on. But yeah, super weird stuff. I love the editing. I love the music. I love the sound effects. This was definitely one of my favorite vignettes.
Oh, so good.
Which of course leads into a great one-on-one match between Marty the Moth and Killshot.
As he's still creepily behind Melissa Santos.
As he is wont to do.
Oh, so good.
What were you going to say? What were you about to say?
I was going to say, I loved when he finally forearms him in the face and then throws him to the ground. Mm-hmm. And the camera totally shifts. And then it kind of gets blurry-esque. And then as he leaves him there and Killshot's bang, and walks away, Marty's just laughing about it. He's just back to being happy dandy.
It was so weird. It was.
Yeah.
He is so dandy.
Yeah.
It is such a dandy character.
Oh, it's so good.
But I love this match. I absolutely love this match. Killshot, I've been saying this whole season, is one of my favorite competitors, and I think Marty is vastly, vastly underrated. So I think the interplay between them was really, really impressive.
Did you guys notice the weird cut at the top of the match?
No.
No?
Oh, wait, I might have.
When Marty,
going into the corner?
Going into the corner, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It looked like Marty may have dropped Killshot initially, and they went with a second go of it.
Right.
It was just weird because the timing was weird. There's some lost frames.
Exactly. Yeah.
But aside from that, that withstanding, I don't think the regular eye would have noticed that. But it was a super solid match from these guys.
Oh, definitely. Gotta talk about Killshot going for a Fosbury flop and Marty catching him on his shoulder into a power slam.
So crazy.
That dive is already impressive,
Yeah.
but catching someone out of that.
Even before he did that, and Marty went to throw him out of the ring, and he just pretty much handspringed over the top rope and landed on his feet on the
That's
outside.
gnarly.
It was so graceful.
Yeah.
I was just what the hell?
Hands on the apron, head over heels, just lands right on his feet on the outside.
Head over heels, just like my heart.
There you go.
Because I love this guy.
See, Tears for Fears. That's gonna be our intro song next week, guys.
Ah, missed opportunity.
Disappointed!
Yes. Oh, I always forget that.
Lots
that's
of
a thing.
military wrestler references here.
Lots of Colonel De Beers, Major Guns, Corporal Kirshner, all sorts of stuff.
I was trying to think of other ones that they didn't name.
It is interesting that Matt Stryker, he describes Killshot as kind of a cross between Prince Puma and Helco and a little bit of Colonel De Beers.
Yeah, just to throw in
that may
Colonel De
just
Beers.
be because he's wearing camouflage.
Just to reference.
I don't know how many similarities. I mean, I'm not too much up on my Colonel De Beers, but I don't know how many similarities there are between him and Killshot.
I don't.
Could just be the military thing. Who knows?
Who knows?
But very, very beautiful stuff between the two of them. This one kind of long too. I was surprised with how much time they were given for
Marty
this match.
just amped up the creepiness, licks his fingers and then shoves them in his mouth and drags him over to the corner to then hit a German and an exploder. And they were just he keeps pulling him to the corner with that dog tags.
Right.
He keeps going back to those dog tags. So you knew something was gonna happen.
Something's up with
involving
these
them.
tags, yeah. The exploder in the corner was absolutely beautiful.
So good.
So many times you see people going for exploders in the corner, different suplexes in the corner, and they fall kind of just short of it, and just their feet kind of tap the corner. So the effect is sort of lost, but this one was directly into those buckles.
In this match, Vampiro references taking pills too.
Oh yeah,
he talks
he does.
about sorry, I might be a little sketched. I'm on a bunch of medication.
Right.
And then Matt Stryker makes fun of him, and he's like, "Why are you gonna make fun of me, man? I thought we were friends."
Well, I think and I think he might have been. Mark, tell me if you caught this, but I feel like there was maybe a PTSD reference that might have gotten muted. I think that's what he might have been talking about. Because I think he said oh yeah, I'm kind of dealing with that myself, and that might have been a reference to Killshot's military past. That may have been muted out. I don't know.
No, that didn't come off like that.
Okay.
No.
But anyway, the point is he's comparing his own mental strife with Killshot's past, and it was an interesting moment that that Matt's kind of playing it off like a joke, but Vampiro is clearly no, hey, this is backstory.
Yeah.
Let's
Remember
keep talking
that?
about this.
Remember when you picked me up outside of the mental hospital?
Right at the beginning of the
And
season?
there was nothing but this sweet car wrapped
Dude,
up.
I told
and
you
then
it was
dirt
just a
everywhere.
dream.
Huh.
It's just a dream.
Remember how these pills are keeping me from being like a satanic pope?
Yeah.
We've been over
Not
this, Matt.
D'Angelo Gennaro. But I
Not
did
that guy. Not that guy. But we see Marty kind of goes for a big, almost like a hip attack, a backsplash. Killshot catches him, turns it once again into like a variation of One-Winged Angel. I feel like a lot of people are using variations on that
Yeah.
move. Kenny Omega really influencing
It's like,
stuff in the
it
temple.
was like what, the face wash, and then the double stomp, and then it was just like whatever the
man.
popular.
The face. I remember when the face wash was
was hot.
just, everyone was doing it. Dude,
Joe.
this is how long I've been wrestling.
Zack Ryder.
When I very first started wrestling, everyone was doing the X Factor
Oh,
because
yeah?
that was brand new.
the thing.
Like, oh, you can just sit down and just slam them on their face. Like, it's easy and it looks cool.
Shout out to Johnny Yuma with the Sex Factor.
Sex Factor's a great move.
Gotta
Great
love it.
move.
The DDT.
Let's get into tonight's main event, the Gift of the Gods title match. We've got Tejano taking on Joey Ryan, taking on the Mac, taking on Sexy Star, taking on Chavo Guerrero, taking on Siniestro de la Muerte, taking on Aerostar.
A fellow chucker, eh?
And that's why I put him last.
At the end of the Killshot match,
Uh-huh.
as Marty starts to go crazy and attack Killshot, Stryker says something that I really liked. He's like, wins and losses do matter here, but what really matters is impressing Dario.
Oh, right.
And Dario wants people that are ruthless, that are going out to get what they want, and that's why Marty is going crazy.
That's good. That's
and
a
he's
good,
into that.
That's a good call. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me about that. I totally forgot about the attack afterwards. Marty the Moth taking it to Killshot, kind of showing us that this is not the final chapter in the Moth Killshot story.
Yeah. And then he squashes the bug with that second rope double stomp.
Oh,
or
beautiful.
Second rope curb stomp. thing.
Absolutely, I love it. Yeah, definitely interested to see where these guys go from here. Maybe a dog tag on a pole match. Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know. Someone gets locked in the brig.
Oh yeah, there you go. There
Or
go.
you could put the dog tags high up. I don't know, some sort of a. I don't know. Just
You're a
thinking out
scholar
loud.
and a gentleman, Mark Donegan.
I thought that's what you were initially cued, and I went, "Oh, I missed it." Damn
No,
it."
I didn't even completely forgot that we had that beautiful, beautiful sound effect, but thank you. So, that being said, now let's get into the main event. Gift of the Gods title match. What did you think of this match?
Well, I
Because
think,
it's always chaos.
I don't know, Mark. I think the winners could have been.
When we could have been gods.
They could have been gods.
What? I didn't
As
know
soon as
that
I
was
heard
going to be
that,
a
I was
thing.
like, oh, they could have been gods. Judge Dredd. I was like, I gotta find that clip from Judge
gods.
Dredd.
Oh my god. The cuts keep getting deeper.
Yeah, buddy.
I love that. That's good.
I loved this match. It was
Yes.
crazy. And I think my favorite thing about this match
Mm.
is like, now that it's over, we get to go through the like 7 people. Or like, no, we have to wait till someone
We
cashes
gotta
in.
wait. We
But
gotta
still,
wait, yeah.
even like cashing that in is cool because then they have to defend it if they're not cashing it in.
Well, and yeah, we'll get to the defense part of it. But I do love one of my favorite things about how many multi-man matches happen in the temple in Lucha Underground is how many different stories are always being played out simultaneously. You know, we've got the friendship between the Mac and Sexy Star. We've got Tejano, who's like kind of a good guy, but he's still like sort of a dick and kind of misogynist. So like he's telling Sexy Star like, no, you stay out here. You're gonna get hurt. And then going in there, we've got Aerostar, who's just a time traveling luchador
Why
because you know you need one of those.
of course.
Siniestro de la Muerte. I wish there was more. I wish there was more. This
Yeah.
dude tore people's
guys' hearts
out, and he's still wearing his same gear.
Yeah.
Like you got to upgrade after that, guys.
Something. Body paint.
Right?
Spooky.
Something.
It's spooky. He hasn't earned the spooky.
Well, and also Dario talking him down at the beginning with the like, is that Trece? Is that
Mm-hmm.
oh nope, it's the other guy.
Right.
Like, no, he should know.
Right.
We should all know. who's
Right,
next.
exactly. Even if we didn't theoretically like witness the heart ripping, like, because you got to think the audience is the only people that kind of saw that as like a fly on the wall. But there's got to be something. Like there, even the commentators, if they're not privy to it, have got to be like, oh, there's something different about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. We get a lot from Joey, just kind of being sort of the opportunist of Lucha Underground, trying to steal.
Just sleaze it up.
Exactly.
Pie faces the shit out of Sexy Star.
He's got that like almost like a running pie face.
Oh,
Like
so vicious.
if women don't take his blow pop, then he's just gonna hit you with a running pie face. That's the kind of guy he is.
I think my favorite part in this match was when, I don't know who it was, they threw Aerostar into the ropes and then they charged at him and he did the gnarliest escape.
Oh man!
Where he like did 2 twists on the second rope and then swung dive out from there through the bottom to the outside.
Right, exactly.
With such ease and grace, like it was no big deal. Like parkour.
Sure.
Jungle gym, like,
Well,
we're
at one
going to play
point-
on the monkey bars.
At one point, yeah, he kind of rolls over someone's body onto the apron, hits him with a gamagiri, and then the big old trust fall to the outside.
Yeah.
Just the height he gets on that fall.
He's nuts, dude.
Aerostar is like one of those guys that does these incredible things that you don't really think about until later on. We're like, wait a minute, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So you're telling me you jumped backwards not knowing anyone was going to catch you and just were like, cannonball.
Exactly.
He saw the future.
Yeah.
He knew that it would be successful.
That's what it was.
You're so right.
See, now we just need
Son of a bitch.
we just need a subplot with Aerostar and a sports almanac. That's what I'm getting.
Who would
Like
be
Drago
Doc Brown?
goes through his bag and finds it, and just like, son of a bitch.
Who would play Doc Brown?
Who would be Doc Brown? Oh man,
Jack Evans.
that works.
Dario.
That works. Dario would be a great Doc Brown. Guys,
Great. Scott.
send us your Lucha Underground Back to the Future fan theories.
It's our Photoshop of the week.
There you
Oh, no.
go. But eventually,
I love all Tejanos cursing in Spanish.
Oh, it's great.
That like Vampiro was like, I'd translate that, but we probably can't.
Right.
He'd probably get kicked off the
But
air.
it's at this point after the No Mas match, like that's the point of no return.
Yeah, and they were
really.
flipping double birds tonight. I was like, oh,
That's
they
one
just-
thing.
they
Yeah,
just
I
get
think
away with everything
I think
here.
I've mentioned this before. I love Johnny Mundo's embracing of just flipping people off. Like there's something weirdly kind of like.
This is my
simple.
finger.
It's not like simple and elegant and beautiful about it. The fact that we haven't really seen people since Steve Austin just straight up flipping people off in wrestling.
That was great.
I don't know why it makes me laugh every time because I'm a child. That's why. Eventually, everyone piles up on Chavo because he's the only one left without really any friends.
What a dick.
Every single finisher, like back to back to back to back.
So good.
We get a stunner, we get a code breaker, we get all sorts of stuff. But then the machine himself, Cage, comes in, and instead of destroying the man who took his spot, just wrecks everybody else. Just completely dismantles the entire match, sans Chavo.
And everyone starts doing the T2 claps. Dun, 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 dun,
Da-da,
dun.
da-da-da-da-da. It's a great.
I was just like, oh, it's begun,
Exactly.
man. Like, it has started. Like, he is the machine.
He is, yeah, exactly. He's not just a machine, he's the machine. But eventually hits a big old Steiner screwdriver, pulls Chavo onto, who does he hit? The
Joey.
Screwdriver. That's right. Pulls Chavo onto Joey for the pin, essentially giving Chavo the Gift of the Gods title. The second, like, given up victory of the night. But, and everyone's very confused. Everyone's kind of, are they a team now? Are they in cahoots? But even Chavo
I
is
think
confused.
at that moment it was easy to say that everybody was kind of
Disappointed!
That's exactly right. This isn't their world. And so Cage, being the thinker that he is, explains his actions,
Reasoning.
and says that he talked to Dario Cueto and made sure that if Chavo won, he would be defending the Gift of the Gods title next week. So conveniently, we've got Chavo's very first title defense against the machine himself, Cage, next week in the temple.
See, like we were talking about at the beginning of this show, I thought the whole, like, possession is 9/10 of the law thing, like when Chavo put the medallion in and he got the title shot, that when, like, Cage came back out and wrecked shop and then let Chavo win, but then grabs the title, I was like, oh, Cage is going to be like, now this is mine, and leave. And I was like,
That'd be
hell
really
yeah.
interesting. That'd be-
Cage just was like, you thought I let you do all the dirty work, kind of, but I just came to prove, like, I could still wreck shop and take this title.
Right,
and
yeah,
leave.
you're
And
not the
then
only-
he, like, picks it up and throws it to Chavo, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like,
I was
why
with you
did
on that one,
do
James.
that?
I was
Like,
totally with you on that
why?
one.
I didn't even think
Why?
about that, but I do like thinking about the temple as this place where just anyone can steal anything, and they kind of get the rights and privileges held therein. Like it's where, like, almost everything is like the hardcore title.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have a flag? No. I loved
no
how
flag, no country.
I loved in this match where like Sexy and Willie are working together and they do like awesome like double head scissors, and then like Willie picks her up and you're like, oh, he's gonna do like the back suplex, but he's gonna let her leg drop the guy, and then the two of them both leg drop,
simultaneous
like,
leg
leg drop. I
drops.
was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty creative. Yeah,
And then at the end I was like, Brian Cage just made 6 more enemies.
exactly.
It's like, what the hell is he thinking?
He doesn't need friends, you know.
He's a machine.
Exactly. So, that being said, we've got a brand new Gift of the Gods champion in Chavo Guerrero, who is making his first title defense next week against Cage. So, that's something we've got locked in for next week. But to finish off the episode, let's go backstage
to a bizarre vignette.
This was weird. This was weird because, as we know, Matanza broke Pentagon Jr.'s back, and now he's not quite in traction, but like
he's in limbo
in a weird kind of very Cell-ish sort of suspension bondage predicament.
Yeah.
And Vampiro is just going to town on him with a kendo stick.
Why not?
Because why not?
Yeah.
Please word that better.
It's true. It's true. It's not. We're not talking like in too deep or anything, but like he's hitting him with it. He's hitting him with the stick. Is what I'm saying. But
with that stick.
But he's telling Pentagon that I must break you again.
Yeah.
That only the weak basically cry out and give in to this fear. And of course, if there's anything we know about Pentagon, it's that he has cero miedo. Mm-hmm. So he has to overcome that. He has to overcome his demons. He has to overcome the fear and the weakness and the pain of a broken back. Because, that's something you can just power through.
Why not? I
And-
love how he's just like, even I have to like fight off Ian, and
Yeah.
he does that like glitch twitch, and
Right.
I was just like, oh.
And
man.
he says that he says Ian Hodgkinson thought that he could control me by taking pills.
Yeah.
So I'm on board with thinking of Ian Hodgkinson as Vampiro and Vampiro as not like two sides of the same personality, but like literally two different physical entities.
Mm-hmm.
Like one can like split out of the other.
He's multiple man.
He's multiple man. Exactly.
It's like multiplicity.
Man,
This guy's more angry than this guy.
I
This
swear
guy's
to
more
God,
feminine than this guy.
This is my second after show that, that multiplicity
I like pizza,
has come
Steve.
up. I want pizza.
I want pizza.
She touched my peppy. Oh man, Multiplicity is, I swear to God, one of my favorite movies.
This is so good.
But
I want you to fix stuff.
guys, has now become the Multiplicity after show.
And then he's just like, Vampiro's like, all right, like, this kendo stick isn't working. he leaves
says,
him dangling.
He says, this stick is nothing compared to what Matanza did to you, and it's nothing compared to what I'm about to do. And he replaces the kendo stick with the barbed wire bat.
Yeah, and then there's just the classic horror movie cut, like right
beautiful,
before
beautiful cut, right at the moment of
Right at the moment
very
of impact.
like Negan-esque, very Negan-esque for you Walking Dead fans out there. But yeah, so we've got some tough love from Pentagon's Dark Master, but we know that once Pentagon comes back, he's just gonna wreck people.
You think he's gonna have a different look or no?
I think there's gonna be a lot more black. I think maybe. I mean, like he already looks like an evil skeleton.
He looks so badass.
But like, yeah, we might see. I don't know. It seems like Lucha Underground really likes their contacts. Like they show people shift in personality by switching out their contact lenses. So we may see some different color eyeballs.
Simple.
Yeah. So who
I think
knows?
we're gonna get a little bit more Vampiro in his look.
Oh, okay. Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'd like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, guys, as always, it's a mystical, wonderful, magical world of Lucha Libre that we talk about here every week. But for now, let's get into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I guess we just did them.
Not entirely. I mean, what do you think is up with Katrina? You think she'll show up next week?
I mean, speaking of coming back with like different appearances, I think we'll see her even more gothed out when she does appear.
Dude, what if she comes back looking like super decomposed?
Oh man!
Like she's starting to lose what humanity she has left, and she's starting to age.
I didn't know I wanted that, but now I definitely want that.
What up, nephew?
Where there's
I was picturing what's her name in Batman when like Joker makes her over. And then she's got like the crazy thing on her face, and he's like, "You gotta make you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs."
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to see that. Yeah, I want a story where that picture that we saw of her on the wall, like that's the thing that's aging.
Yeah.
And if she looks at it, she's just gonna
Dorian Gray style.
Exactly.
That'd be good.
Yeah, so I think that might be where it goes. I think we are gonna see some maybe like Fatal Attraction kind of stuff between Cobra Moon and Daga.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
She kills the bunny.
yeah, exactly.
This is my favorite bunny.
But I want more development of Daga. I want to find out more about him.
Yeah,
and
why is he
tick.
chosen to be a warrior at the temple?
Sure.
That's a good point.
What else? We've got the dog tags. We've got the dog tag situation.
Yeah, I want to see
Killshot Marty.
what's gonna happen with that, and like why he's so obsessed with like getting those dog tags.
Sure.
Maybe it has something to do with like Mariposa or.
I was just gonna say I'm interested to see if Mariposa does end up playing a role in this.
Yeah.
And if Killshot recruits someone to kind of even out the playing field.
I also wonder like what happens with all the other like storylines that are like kind of interwoven. Like, does Johnny Mundo just not fight with Cage anymore, and is that like bypassed right now?
I think the cage match the cage in the cage might have been the
end of the two of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
They could always go back to that later.
Yeah,
though.
like that. It seems like they do that here. That they like leave things open so they can.
Right,
go back
exactly,
to them.
and we do have the inklings of a Taya versus Ivelisse feud as well.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen.
So, Johnny Mundo and Son of Havoc could become ancillary players in that story. So, who knows, guys?
Who knows?
Lot to think
It would
about.
have been awesome if the ghost of Macho Man would have showed up tonight.
I swear to God, it's funny you say that. Freak Show Wrestling?
Yeah.
I've played the Ghost of the Macho Man for Freak Show, and I wrestled Jake the Snake Roberts as the Ghost of the Macho Man.
Trust me.
I swear to God, that's true. And it was like right after Macho Man died, and I was like, guys, can we
man.
make sure Jake is okay with this?
Oh man.
Yeah. Funny Bone was in the match. Sin
Wow.
Bodhi was in the match.
Oh,
It was fun
I
stuff.
Can't wait to hear all about this.
It was a weird night,
That's
guys. But speaking of weirdness, that's what Lucha Underground's all about. So over the course of the next 7 days, make sure to tweet at us, find us on Instagram, tell us your theories, tell us who would be Doc Brown in the temple, and we'll fantasy book some Back to the Future
You know who wouldn't be
shenanigans.
Doc Brown in the temple, but I would love to see in the temple?
Who's that?
Tyler Bateman.
Oh,
Who just
man.
won the
Who just
TV
won
title, right?
the television championship over at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. Tyler Bateman, one of my absolute favorite wrestlers on the planet.
him and Reyes both.
Absolutely,
Oh, man.
absolutely. Lots of stuff happening. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, Jimbo Slice, tell them where they can find you and tell them about that beautiful DVD right in front of you.
I just made a movie about the Young Bucks. You could buy it at highspots.com. It follows them with their journey to wrestling the Hardy Boys. It has tons of people from all over wrestling, especially people in Lucha Underground like Brian Cage, Willie Mack, Joey Ryan, Prince Puma without a mask, possibly. He might bounce around like a ricochet. But you could follow me on Twitter at the Jimbo Slice. That's TheeJimboSlice. That's at the Jimbo Slice with 2 E's. That's at the Jimbo Slice.
2 E's, guys. Remember that. As always, my name is Ty Matthews. Y'all can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA, as well as various other after shows, including Monday Night Raw, Houdini and Doyle, and American Grit, which is happening in like 2 minutes, literally in this very exact same studio.
I'm going to go in the booth, and he's going to come sit over here.
Exactly. It's crisscross. It's opposite day.
Mac gotta make you jump.
Exactly. There you go. If you're listening to us on iTunes, remember to comment, download, review, rate, 5 stars if you're nasty, all that good stuff. It definitely helps. If you're on YouTube, leave us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. We want to hear from you because we love talking about Lucha Underground. Be sure to check me out on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on KDOC, U2 America, Fight TV, Tough TV, Patreon. Check your local listings because it's everywhere. So watch some wrestling that I'm on. And support it. And watch this wrestling. Watch Lucha Underground, because we'll be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel, talking about Season 2, Episode 18 next week. There'll be a little bit of a schedule change. We'll be a little bit early.
Oh, yeah, we're going to 7 o'clock.
We'll be here nonetheless, talking Lucha Underground. So join us. But until then, guys, Viva la Lucha.
Ring the bell.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
from executive producers
Views
Maria
expressed herein are
Menounos,
those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.